Olav, vi kan vel ikke dele alle hemmelighetene vi har lært oss over de siste årene, kan vi det?
Ja, hold det til det generelle. Det er
okay.
Som de fleste kjenner til.
Ja, ja.
So the reason why core body temperature is important in sports is because moving or any activity or living in general is producing heat. One of the reasons for why we start to underperform is actually because we produce too much heat. So keeping, again, your thermodynamics, or let's say your temperature in check and knowing exactly what is your limit it's crucial for performance. Doesn't only apply to humans, it's the same in Formula 1, it's the same with rockets, it's the same with anything that exists. So heat training is the process of adapting to a new environment, for example, or try to elevate the performance in a normal condition. So in the same way that, for example, if you go to Mount Everest, for example, and you don't do any adaptation, you will most likely really suffer. Worst case, it becomes fatal. And the same thing is also with heat. If you don't do heat training to adapt to the environment you're going into, you can't expect to perform, and it can even be critical.
So this simple, connecting in my core temperature here, 36.97 at the moment, and now we'll probably see that when I'm getting down to Granada and starting to climb up, that it will increase gradually, especially in the beginning, and then the higher up I get, the more fresh I'm getting, but that's also the point where it's getting less oxygen in the air, so it's like a fine balance there.
So one of the benefits with heat training is, of course, that we increase our heat tolerance, or even more importantly, the ability to perform in warm environments, but actually also in cold, or let's say in normal temperature environments. And one of the things we of course see when we are doing heat training is exactly that we are increasing the plasma volume in the body too. There are probably also other mechanisms that are responsible for this, but most important in the end, independently of this, is that we do see that with heat training, performance increases both in warm conditions and in normal conditions, and that's also why we incorporate heat training more or less all the way through the year to maintain this kind of, let's say, stress or stimulus to be at peak human performance.